Hello, friends. Let's play another daily Funbridge tournament. And today is Monday, March 30th. I'll share the screen. Let's pick a game in Funbridge. Let's play games. Last week we played match points. And so 14 hours for the end of this one. I guess I'll play the Asian one, which is almost over, so that I can publish it straight away. So we start with a preempt in diamonds. Uh, I do think that he plays some weird overcalls. Yes, he threw three clubs would be against them. So we should be careful with those, but three diamonds is a preempt. So that is what we have. And now we get out and lead our singleton. I know we have a trump trick, but in the first place, we maybe have a trump trick, maybe not. In the second place, uh, leading his singleton has many ways to gain. Now we have to decide whether we underlead or lead a club. And the leading is for Desperados. It would be horrible if Declare had the Doubleton King or something like that. So I'll just lead the nine of clubs. And I'm not giving anything away. Now we can play the 10 of diamonds safely, and if partner can win, he can uh, should we rough this? Probably not, because we'll be roughing partner's winner, apparently, since Declare is not drawing trumps. Now it all hinges on the fourth club trick. Partner has two clubs. The fourth club trick, as I said, was the clincher. Good partner had the eight of clubs. And that was an interesting hand to defend. Some key points here was not to uh, panic. Do not panic. So do not underlead in search of a rough. And the singleton lead. Although the alternative lead would have been the ace of diamonds, trying to get partner to rough a diamond. It wouldn't cost in this hand, but it would cost if Declare had the doubleton king. And it was a hand that we had to hope that partner had some secondary hard tricks. And that looked like the case when Declare did not draw the last trump. If we did rough the third heart, that would be our third trick. And now Declare could trump a club in dummy, because dummy's still left with a trump. So that is a very interesting hand to defend. And so we got 12 imps. Good start. 10 high card points. We're on the limit here between a simple raise and an invite. Unsupported queens are typically worse than their nominal value. A doubleton queen has some kind of superposition between the doubleton and the queen. And I'm talking myself into two hearts. But I think the clincher here is the vulnerability. In imps, we don't really need to chase non-vulnerable games with as much elan, as much drive as in when we're vulnerable. Now, this is a situation in which I see a lot of people bidding three hearts because they have a max. But I think this is quite wrong here. We should pass because we have a balanced hand. And if we are going to make three hearts, this is linked somewhat to what is called the law of total tricks. And Uh, but it's not only about that. But let's talk a little bit about this. The law of total tricks is basically the idea that the most likely result in any given deal is of the most likely number of total tricks, meaning the tricks that north-south will win in their contract, plus the tricks that east-west will win in their contract, is roughly the same. Most likely, all of these attenuating sentences are important to the number of total trumps. So we have an expectation of 8 hearts in our hand. Partner shouldn't have 6. Sometimes he will have 6, but he might be 3 hearts with 6. So let's assume he doesn't have 6. We have 8 hearts, and let's assume that they found an 8-card diamond fit, which is not a given, and more about that later. But if they have 8 diamonds, so we have 16 total trumps. And the most likely number of tricks would therefore be 16 as well. What does that mean for our decision here is that if 3 diamonds is making 9 tricks, 3 hearts is going to make 7 tricks. So that's roughly a push, because nobody will double 3 hearts. 110 versus 100. But if we bid 3 hearts and make it, same idea. We make 140 when 3 diamonds would go down 2. That's 100. We get an imp. Almost a push. But the worst case, of course, is when both are making 8 tricks. Now we are turning plus 50 into minus 50. That's 3. Now we're talking very small numbers here. 1 there, 3 there. But even so, it's much better to get 3 than to lose 1. If somebody was vulnerable, either us or them, it would be even worse for bidding. And now we have to factor in the chances that they don't have 8 diamonds. Partner might have 4 diamonds. 3 diamonds might have only 4, and West might have had a tough hand with specifically 4-2-3-4 shape, and so they might be on a 7-card fit. So all in all, passing is, I think, clearly right here. And partner is still able to bid. Well, nothing like that is going on. He found a 5-card fit in dummy, but they will get 5 diamond tricks and the king of clubs as well. Let's think of what partner has. He has to have the king of spades because it has a single diamond, ace, king of hearts, and nothing in clubs at most a jack. So he surely has the king of spades. And we have a 4 spade fit. Looks like we'll get the last 2 because, oh no, he still has a trump. I thought he might have only 4, but he has 5. So let's look at how this hand might have been if we have only 4 losers, or only 3 losers, considering the favorable spades. No, we have a heart loser. Okay. So we would lose ace, king, and ace, and a heart. But they made 11 tricks. So let's just analyze this from the total tricks perspective. They have 10 trumps, much unexpected number of trumps, and we have 8 hearts, that's 18. And when there are big fits like this, there are usually more tricks than total trumps. And such is the case here. We would make 9, and they made 11. That's 20 total tricks, which is a reminder/warning that we shouldn't put our trust blindly in the law of total trumps. But this is a very unusual dummy for this sequency. And in effect, how did they avoid to lose? Oh, the 9 of hearts was established. My low heart trick, followed by, and the fact that Party led the ace of hearts established an over trick for them. So they had only 10 top tricks, not 9. No, not 11. So it's only 1 trick deviation. we would have 19 tricks and 18 trumps. Partner's decision to cash the ace of hearts is surely ridiculous. And we lost two imps here. Small numbers both ways. Let me see. That's deal three. We have a double. Two spades is natural and invitational. Yes. And we have a very nice hand and nice spades. And we're vulnerable. If he has diamond shortness, which is quite likely since he should have some hearts, I will just take the plunge. This is vulnerable thinking, very unlike the non-vulnerable thinking on the other hand. So he didn't have some hearts. He had much fewer hearts than I expected. It's amazing that they had 10 hearts and there was no raise and there was no... Anyway. Uh, we have to lose two clubs and a diamond. That's our only shot here. And it's not so easy to do that and not lose control. Hearts are surely 4-6, which means that East has a very bad hand to not raise to three hearts opposite two spades. He led the king, so he had king, queen of hearts. He might not have the ace of clubs or the king of diamonds because West has to have something. Otherwise, East would have raised or West would have preempted. Our best shot is that West has the king of diamonds because then we will play East for king, queen of hearts, ace of clubs, jack of diamonds, and some club honors on the side. If anybody has four spades, should be West because East with a singleton spade should raise. We are running the risk of running out of trumps. Let's say if I lead a spade here and lead a club, they win the ace on side, let's say, and force us to ruff in dummy with a heart. Then we give up a club and they force us to ruff again and they wait, especially if no somebody has four hearts, so that doesn't work. We need those two trumps in dummy. And we have to be careful not to get stuck in dummy at the end. That is a tough hand. So diamonds cannot be 3-3 because then East would have 4-4 in the majors, and we've seen that that's not the case. I think in effect we'll have to play for a double on king of diamonds on offside by playing a diamond to the ace, then a low club. They force us to ruff, and then we play another low club. They force us to ruff again. In dummy. And now we're in dummy. Diamond to the ace, ruff, heart ruff. No, diamond to the ace club. Ace. Heart ruff. We are hoping that the third spade is in East. So that East has something like 3-4-4-2. And he will pitch a heart on the third club and overruff us. That's horrendous. Pitch a heart on the third club. Uh, wasting too much time here. If this has 3-4-4-2, I don't think I can make this. I play a spade to the ace. Let's play the simple line. Club, ace, heart rough. King of clubs and another heart rough. Maybe if I... No, there's no way to make against this shape. How about 2-4-4-3? 2-4-4-3. Now I lead a diamond to the ace, hopefully blocking the diamonds with doubleton king and west. Club, ace, heart rough. Of course, they can always lead a diamond to the king, a club here, diamond rough. But let's hope they don't do that. That's not so easy. If they lead another heart and lead a club, and now somebody wins, and I think I'm home. They'll have to lead hearts and east. There's no over rough. So let's go for that. Oh. So that was actually 2-4-4. No, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. Now, it's a pity that uh, we'll go down one. There's no way to finesse in diamonds. But the guy had 7 hearts. 7 hearts. And it didn't preempt. Could I have made this? Not with clubs, ace, queen, jack, 8. No. There's no way to make this. So we got greedy. Lost 3 imps. But of the such decisions are imp games made, pushing to vulnerable games, and sometimes we would get lucky. I think we would make it against that shape. We are vulnerable. Let's lay low here. Now, ace of diamonds, low, low, jack should mean that the player has 5-4-3-1 with 3 clubs. Should we give partner a rough immediately? Uh, Probably not. It's probably best to lead a diamond at this point because we don't want partner to rough from the 3-card length. And we do want uh, declarer to run out of trumps to enjoy his spades. Okay, so now we can give partner a rough, hopefully. No. So he has 5-5-5-2-1. Now we managed to beat it. So he has 6-4 circle. We beat it by a lot. He had 6-4 with, yeah, by my lights, this is a clear two spade opening bid. I really can't fathom opening one spade on this one. And partner had like a gazillion high card points that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting at that point for partner to not have the ace of hearts. But I don't mind. We got two imps. Of course, the two club overcallers have the final laugh in this hand. The queen of clubs is on side. They surely make three no trumps. But I wouldn't bet on partner having 15 high card points in that sequence. Anyway, that is the last deal for this installment of this tournament. One spade it is. Two clubs. Now we have to raise him. Raising is always indicated. We have some extras, but he's showing a weak hand. Let's pass. Uh, this, that is a very weak hand. So heart. Not such an easy hand to play. Let's start with ace and another spade. Find out what's going on spades. And now we can probably afford. I'm thinking of playing a low diamond to my 9 because sometimes he stops with the king from king queen or even the king without the queen. And that will help me judge what to play for in clubs. There's a little risk there. 10. Interesting card. Quite interesting. So apparently now it looks like this is a doubleton, king doubleton, which makes it looks like uh, clubs are with West if he has a doubleton diamond. There's little reason why he would do king in another without a doubleton. Why not let his partner win the 10? And so I am inclined to win this and lead a low club to my king. Whoa, that's surprising. And it's completely different from what's going on here. That's very, very surprising indeed. So now West, that shifts it all. Now West is long in diamonds, and therefore he's short in clubs. I have no entries to dummy, so I guess I should lead a low club to the 10 at this point. Okay. Now we can draw the last trump. And we are quite safe for the contract. If clubs are 3-2 as they are, we can claim. If they were 4-1, which I thought it extremely unlikely given uh, a non-singleton lead. Okay, 5 imps. We are 14 ahead after 5 boards, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. That was a long one. That uh, bold and unsuccessful 4-spade bid took a lot of our time. See you then. Bye-bye.